Hey everyone, my name's Adam Archer, and today we're going to be taking a quick look at a huge Dalton knife. This is the Dalton Cupid Militia. This is the second largest of the Cupid line of knives, really one of Dalton's signature designs. So the smallest version was called the Mini Cupid, which was about, I guess, about that large. I don't know the exact size. They had the standard size Cupid, which was just called the Cupid. Right here, this is the 4th generation. You have the Cupid Militia right here, and then you had the giant Cupid, which added another 2 inches onto the already large Cupid Militia size. The Cupid Militia is just under 7 inches long, so you can see that right here. So when the blade is open, it is huge. So let's actually take a look at that blade right now, as I know you guys are wanting to see that. Let's zoom out, and bam! Huge blade with a very powerful spring to launch that out there. So taking a look at the handle first, it is a 6061 T6 aluminum, basically a standard aircraft aluminum that you'll find on most automatic knives with aluminum handles. This does feature something that's rare for Dalton knives, and that is the safety. You don't find a lot of Dalton's knives with safeties, although they did start putting it on the Cupids after, I believe, the 3rd generation. So this was produced in February of 2000, right before the 4th generation Cupid, which was produced in March of 2000. So it does have a recessed button, so that's going to prevent you from accidentally opening it in your pocket anyways, but this safety does add an extra piece of security. It cannot be activated when the blade is in the open position, so that is one thing you'll want to note. It does have some nice milling on the handle, not a whole lot of grip, but you're not going to be too worried about grip with this knife, as it does have that lever that you normally would cock the handle with that will prevent your hand from slipping onto the blade. These are individually serialized at the bottom here, so this of course says the model name, the Militia. This is the Cupid Militia, and then the serial number right there, this is number 77. These were individually serialized. I do not know how many were produced. I'd guess maybe 200 to 300, if that, maybe just 100. I haven't been able to find exact numbers, but if you do know, let me know in the comments below. It does feature the standard Dalton pocket clip of 2 hex screws and then the titanium pocket clip. I've been very satisfied with these, no issues there. It is just, or it can't be flipped to the other side, so you are going to be stuck with it on the reverse. Let's see, there's not too much on the handle to discuss. Let's go up to the blade. This is 5.5 inches of not 154, ATS 34 is the most likely steel. Well, oh, it's not 5.5. It is 5 inches. Interesting. Yeah, so 5 inches of ATS 34. It is double-edged, as you can see there. So sharp on both sides. This does feature the prototype etching on there, as well as the Dalton Combat logo. The interesting thing about Dalton knives is there's not really, it doesn't say Dalton on most of his knives. He just has that parachute logo. I believe it does say DCC on one side of it, or on one side of the parachute, yeah, and then USA on the other. So unless you really know about this logo, it's very easy to pass up Dalton knives at, let's say, flea markets and not even know that it is a Dalton knife. I've purchased more than one Dalton knife from people that had no clue what the knife was because it doesn't have a name on it, and they aren't super common. So on the reverse here, you actually see the channel which the button would ride through, and that's where the button actually catches to hold the knife in the closed position. To retract this, you simply push the button and then pull back on this lever until it makes a clicking sound, and that's how you know that it is locked in the closed position. And of course you can put the safety to really lock it into a safe position. When you are opening this knife, you do want to make sure your fingers are away from that lever. That's just to make sure that the knife can actually open. There's nothing that will actually, unless you're really gripping down, I would not think that it would cut you. You can't really touch the blade with your fingers, but you do want to keep it out just so that the blade actually extends. It is a very powerful spring in there to be able to launch that blade open. Let's see if you guys can see that spring. It's pretty far in there, and I do not have a flashlight on me, but let's see. Try to get that light in there. No, you're not going to be able to see it, but it's a decent size. Well, the spring goes the whole handle, and if you retract it even slightly, you can see that there's still spring tension when the blade is completely open. So if the knife does not completely deploy for some reason, let's say it hits something that makes it so it can't deploy, just hold that button down and the blade will open completely due to that spring tension. So that's one thing that is nice. Really not too much else to talk about on this knife. It's a pretty simple knife, not a huge amount of features or a huge amount to talk about, but it is an awesome knife. So I'll just give you guys a good look at that. Let's do a little bit of up close as well. So this was not I don't believe it was hand ground by Dalton, as I believe he got his milling machine to do the grinds in '98. So this would have been ground on a machine. These are a pretty desired knife, although all Daltons really are becoming quite desired. There we go. Just a knife in the hand. We'll fire this a couple more times for you guys. And you can just see that recoil. Absolutely fantastic. And let's show it open compared to a standard sized Cupid. And you can see how it just dwarfs it. To give you an idea, next to a more standard knife, here is a Lightning OTF, which it just dwarfs as well. And to give you an idea of it compared to my smallest Dalton, here is a Mini Crusader cross. So you can see that there. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think about the Dalton Cupid Militia. Pretty cool, right? Anyways, thank you guys for watching and have a great